This week on Your Newsroom, I'm Nazari East. Earth Day is all about appreciation and support for the environment and its protection. We show you how Statesboro celebrated.
I'm Cameron Gibson. One student is making strides in and out of the classroom. We show you how her accomplishments are shaping the track team.
Students showed off how their interests can spark into research on a variety of topics. Our cameras were there.
Plus, we show you how one student-owned business is supporting sustainability. You don't want to miss this.
If it matters to you, it matters to us, and it all starts right now.
This is Your Newsroom, with our team of reporters in the field covering the stories that matter to you. Now from the Georgian Media Group, this is Your Newsroom.
Hello everyone, welcome to Your Newsroom. I'm Nazari East.
And I'm Cameron Gibson. Earth Day was celebrated earlier this week around Statesboro and the Georgia Southern campus. Your Newsroom's Hannah Clay shows you what makes this day so special.
This past Monday, April 22nd, the world showed their appreciation for Earth by celebrating Earth Day. Earth Day is more than just a day marked on the calendar, as it represents shared dedication to preserving the environment. Earth Day originally began on April 22, 1970, when millions of people across the nation protested against the destruction of the environment and called for reform. Over the course of the next few years, Earth Day's reach and impact grew, transcending national boundaries to become a global phenomenon.
I think that it's very important to conserve things on Earth, just because, not just for us, but for future generations to come. So I would say like recycling, plastic cans, or using like reusable straws or reusable cups, or recycling paper and things like that.
Here at Georgia Southern, there are recycling bins all over campus that are easily accessible. Gray recycling centers are located in every building that have 3 slots for recycling aluminum cans, mixed paper, and plastic bottles. There is also 1 slot for trash that goes to a landfill. Sustain Southern is an organization here at Georgia Southern whose goal is to educate students on sustainability topics. Sustain Southern also controls the campus community garden that sits between the Hurdy Building and the Williams Center. As we observe Earth Day once again, let's reflect on the path that led us to this point and renew our commitment to the continuous task of environmental care. Our planet's destiny and everyone's access to a sustainable future will be determined by our combined efforts and relentless determination. Reporting from Statesboro, I'm Hannah Clay with Your Newsroom.
Thanks for that report, Hannah. Naj Watson is making major steps for the Georgia Southern track team. Your Newsroom, Javon Adams, has the story.
Today, track and field is seen as one of the most competitive sports in the world. And as Naj Watson represents Georgia Southern as the Sunbelt Track Performer of the Year, it's amazing to know that she's the only Eagle to win the award. And while it's obvious that Naj takes a lot of steps off of the track, you can't help to wonder how many she takes throughout her day.
So I start my day off by going to class, doing treatment, and then usually practice. I manage it by making sure I get all of my work done first before coming to practice, and if I have time after, then I do as much as I can.
As for the classroom, Naj plans to major in social work, but as any college student knows, managing school isn't easy. So you can only imagine throwing in everything that comes with running track and field.
So when it comes down to competing on weekends, I try to get all of my work done throughout the week, so when I'm actually traveling and competing, I won't have as much to do, so it won't be as stressful.
While only being in her sophomore year, Naj has already set several school records and earned a number of Sunbelt honors. But even after beating her personal records, she says she still has her personal goals off of the track.
One thing that I really want to improve on would be knowing that it's okay for things to not be okay, and knowing that sometimes I have to take a step back to take a step forward.
And since starting her freshman year, she feels like she's proven herself not only physically, but mentally.
Mental is a big part of my life, and I think I've grown a lot mentally at trying to be a better person, be motivated, and not to basically be too hard on myself mentally.
Let your mind lead the way, and let your body pave the path. This is Javon Adams, reporter from Statesboro, Your Newsroom.
What a remarkable student. Thanks, Javon. The CURIO Student Research Symposium gave students an opportunity to dive deeper into their interests through research. I was there to give you the details. The CURIO Symposium, established in 2008, is a hub for undergrad students in the College of Arts and Humanities. The CURIO encourages students to work with faculty on research projects, fostering personal growth and academic development. Just ask GSU student Zoe Pittman, who did her presentation on the different eras of Taylor Swift.
Basically, my presentation is on Taylor Swift and her re-recorded songs, Taylor's version. And I went through all of the original and the re-recorded songs and compared them all to find out exactly how Taylor Swift made it her version.
There was an exhibit at the CURIO that was in collaboration with Brigham Young University in Utah, and 16 students and faculty that came to Statesboro with the help of a grant to work with a film history class. The film class created videos about food that has a personal connection to them, and they had QR codes for the attendees to scan. They even had a section where you could write down your own recipes to share.
We made a video about the food, and that's what the QR codes are for. They're links to those videos. And then the red string traces it from Statesboro, where we brought it, back to where it was originated.
There were posters as well for the attendees to interact with, ask questions, and learn about cutting-edge discoveries shaping our world. As the CURIO came to an end, one thing is clear: these students are the future of academia. I'm Cameron Gibson reporting with your newsroom. Bailey Grace Kolsch won the CURIO Symposium with her research on a semantic analysis of the Disney Renaissance.
Sustainability in Statesboro has been a major focus this year, and one student's business is paving the path for sustainable shopping. Your newsroom, Naya Worrell, has the story.
Students came out to a pop-up shop at the Russell Union featuring a diverse range of vintage clothing items. Amongst the sellers was Vintage Archives, a brand specializing in unique vintage t-shirts, pants, and jackets. The owners, whose passion for vintage fashion sparked the creation of Vintage Archives, shared the insight into his business.
Just recycle vintage clothing, like thrifting, buy from rag houses, any way I can get vintage, and I just resell it to the community of Statesboro.
The pop-up shop provided a platform for small businesses like Vintage Archives to showcase their collections and connect with the community. Shoppers browse through racks filled with one-of-a-kind pieces, each with their own style and story. With the success of the pop-up shop, there is a buzz of anticipation for the potential opening of a permanent storefront, offering vintage enthusiasts a dedicated space to explore and indulge in timeless fashion treasures.
The community supported a lot. They like vintage clothing, and we don't have a store here, and that's ultimately my goal.
Before we go, here's some events around Statesboro this week that you don't want to miss.
On Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, you can head to the Kiwanis Rodeo for a night full of bull riding, food, and family fun.
On Friday, you can cheer at the baseball team at their game against Marshall at the J.I. Clemens Stadium.
And finally, on Sunday, you can participate in the Greater Statesboro cleanup by helping pick up litter and debris.
Thank you for joining us this week. For your latest updates, we encourage you to connect with us on social media at @your_newsroom.
For now, for Nazaria, and for all of us at Your Newsroom, I'm Cameron Gibson. We'll see you next week.